Yes, it came from outer space to fill the world with terror, to bring you unforgettable suspense. What was it? Where did it come from? Who were the all-powerful creatures it brought from outer space? And what did they want on Earth? You can learn the amazing answer only when you see the most thrilling picture in years. It came from outer space. In the astonishing realism of 3 dimension, with objects coming right out of the screen, so real they almost touch you.
Greetings, my friend. We are all interested in the future, for that is where you and I are going to spend the rest of our lives. And remember, my friend, future events such as these will affect you in the future. You are interested in the unknown, the mysterious, the unexplainable. That is why you are here. And now, for the first time, we are bringing to you the full story of what happened on that fateful day. We are giving you all the evidence based only on the secret testimony of the miserable souls who survived this terrifying ordeal. The incidents, the places. My friend, we cannot keep this a secret any longer. Let us punish the guilty. Let us reward the innocent. My friend, can your heart stand the shocking facts about grave robbers from outer space? All of us on this earth know that there is a time to live and that there is a time to die. Yet death is always a shock to those left behind. It is even more of a shock when death, the proud brother, comes suddenly without warning. Just at sundown, a small group gathered in silent prayer around the newly opened grave of the beloved wife of an elderly man. Sundown of the day, yet also the sundown of the old man's heart. For the shadows of grief clouded his very reason. The funeral over, the saddened group left the graveside. It was when the gravediggers started their task that strange things began to take place.
15-4. Yep, right on schedule. There's the old San Fernando Valley out there now.
You better radio in for landing instructions, Danny.
Right, Jeff. Burbank Tower, this is American Flight 812. Over. Wouldn't surprise me any if he's asleep this time of the morning.
American Flight 812, this is Burbank Tower. If I were asleep, you'd never get on the ground. In your case, maybe I ought to leave you up there for good. Over.
You got me that time, Mac. This is American Flight 812 requesting...
Burbank Tower to American Flight 812. Over. Burbank Tower to American Flight 812. Over.
Holy mackerel.
Burbank Tower to American Flight 812. Are you in trouble?
Trouble?
Take a look for yourself.
What in the world?
That's nothing from this world.
Burbank Tower to American Flight 812. Are you in trouble? Are you in trouble?
Mayday, mayday. Stand by, Burbank Tower.
You suppose a passenger saw it?
I doubt it. Most of them are asleep. But it was quite a jolt, Jeff. I'll check.
Good. We'll get it ready for landing. And keep it quiet until we get instructions.
Right.
Okay, Danny.
American Flight 812, reporting to Burbank Tower. Over.
Did you hear anything?
I thought it did.
Don't like hearing noises, especially when there ain't supposed to be any.
Yeah, sort of spooky-like.
Maybe we're getting old.
Whatever it is, it's gone now.
That's the best thing for us, too. Gone.
Yeah, let's go.
The grief of his wife's death became greater and greater agony. The home they had so long shared together became a tomb, a sweet memory of her joyous living. The sky to which she had once looked was now only a covering for her dead body. The ever-beautiful flowers she had planted, with her own hands, became nothing more than the lost roses of her cheeks. Confused by his great loss, the old man left that home, never to return again. At the funeral of the old man, unknown to his mourners, his dead wife was watching.
First his wife, then he.
Tragic.
Tell me something. Why was his wife buried in the ground and he sealed in a crypt?
Something to do with family tradition, a superstition of some sort.
Oh.
Well, it's getting dark. Let's be on our way.
Then, as two of his mourners left his final resting place, Minutes later, the police, led by Inspector Daniel Clay, arrived at the scene.
Who found them?
The man and girl.
Medical examiner been around yet?
Just left. The morgue wagon ought to be along most any time.
You get their statement?
Yeah, much as we could. They're pretty scared.
Finding a mess like this ought to make anyone frightened. Have one of the boys take the guy and the girl back to town. You take charge.
Okay, Inspector. What are you going to do?
Look around a little.
It's pretty dark out there. Once you get beyond the range of those lights, you won't be able to see your hand in front of your face.
I will get one of the flashlights from the patrol car.
Hey, be careful, Clay.
I'm a big boy now, Johnny.
Okay. It looks like a bobcat tore into them.
Yeah. Say, Lieutenant, did you get that funny odor?
How could I miss it? Oh, that'll be the morgue wagon now.
That's the fifth siren in the last hour.
Something's happened down at the cemetery. A lot of police cars and lights. I stopped, but I didn't see anything. Oh, well, whatever it is, the morning paper will carry the whole story.
You seem to still be up there somewhere.
Maybe I am.
I don't think I've ever seen you in this mood before.
I guess it's because I've never been in this mood before.
Something about your flight?
Yeah.
What happened, Jeff?
I saw a flying saucer.
Saucer? You mean the kind from up there?
Yeah, its counterpart. It was shaped like a huge cigar. Dan and Edith saw it, too. When it passed over, the whole compartment lighted up with a blinding glare. Then there was a tremendous wind that practically knocked us off our course.
Well, did you report it?
Yeah. I radioed in immediately, and they said, we'll keep it quiet until you land. And as soon as we landed, big Army brass grabbed us and made us swear to secrecy about the whole thing. Oh, it burns me up. These things have been seen for years. They hear. It's a fact. And the public ought to know about it.
There must be something more you can do about it.
Only there isn't. Oh, but what's the use of making a fuss? But last night I saw a flying object that couldn't have possibly been from this planet. But I can't say a word. I'm muzzled by Army brass. I can't even admit I saw the thing.
like Kay's in trouble.
If that apparition we saw had something to do with it, come on.
Is he dead?
Yeah. He's messed up as bad as those two back there. Suppose that saucer or whatever it was had something to do with this?
Your guess is as good as mine, Larry. One thing's sure. Inspector Clay's dead. Murdered. And somebody's responsible.
You're in charge now, Lieutenant.
Yeah, guess I am. Calton? Yes, sir? Get back up the car and get on the radio. Tell the coroner he's got to make another trip out here.
Well, how about the lab boys?
Well, who do you think we left back up the car? Boy Scouts? Come on, Larry.
Greater love hath no man than to lay down his life for another. It is always difficult to have last words over the grave of a friend. And Inspector Daniel Clay was a friend, a dear friend to me and to all of us. The bell has rung upon his great career. Now we lay him to rest. A rest well deserved, but so premature.
People turning south from the freeway were startled when they saw 3 flying saucers high over Hollywood Boulevard. A woman, startled by the sight in the sky, telephones the police. There comes a time in each man's life when he can't even believe his own eyes. Saucers seen over Hollywood. Flying saucers seen over Washington, D.C. The Army convoy moved into the field. Rockets were quickly set up. Colonel Tom Edwards, in charge of saucer field activities, was to make the greatest decision of his career. He made that decision. Colonel Edwards gave the signal to fire. Then, as swiftly as they had come, they were gone, even to the piercing eye of radar and the speeding jet fighters.
Quite a sight, wasn't it, sir?
A sight I'd rather not be seeing.
Are you worried about them, sir?
Well, they must have a reason for their visits.
Visits? Well, that would indicate visitors. Well, the big gun's the usual way of welcoming visitors.
We haven't always fired at them.
Oh?
For a time, we tried to contact them by radio, but no response. Then they attacked a town. A small town, I'll admit, but nevertheless a town of people. People who died.
I never heard about that, sir.
Well, it was covered up by the higher echelon. Take any fire, any earthquake, any major disaster, then wonder. Flying saucers, Captain, are still a rumor. Officially.
Looks like we beat them off again, sir.
What do they want? Where are they from? Where are they going?
They, sir? Who? Well, this is a training maneuver, sir. We only did a little practice firing at the clouds.
Yeah. I wonder what their next move will be.
What will their next move be?
Your space commander has returned from Earth.
Send him in. You have your report?
We had to pull in here to Space Station 7 for regeneration. We're returning to the planet Earth immediately thereafter.
What progress has been made?
We contacted government officials. They refuse our existence.
What plan will you follow now?
Plan 9. It's been absolutely impossible to work through these Earth creatures. Their soul is too controlled.
Plan 9. Ah, yes. Plan 9 deals with the resurrection of the dead. Long-distance electrode shot into the pineal and pituitary glands of recent dead. Have you attempted any of this plan as yet?
Yes, Excellency.
How successful has it been?
We have risen too so far. We shall be just as successful on more.
The living, they have no suspicion of your movements?
We had to dispose of one policeman. However, none of those risen have been seen. At least not by anyone who still remains alive.
It's too bad it must be handled this way. But it must. Those who we take from the grave will lead the way for our other operations.
Yes, Excellency.
Continue on. Report to me in 2 Earth days.
I feared His Excellency wouldn't take our report this well.
Well, had he been dealing with our own people, his reaction would have been completely different. He understands the difficulties of the Earth race.
What do you think will be the next obstacle the Earth people will put in our way?
Well, as long as they can think, we'll have our problems. But those whom we're using cannot think. They are the dead, brought to a simulated life by our electrode guns. You know, it's an interesting thing when you consider the Earth people who can think are so frightened by those who cannot, the dead. Well, our ship should be regenerated. We better get started.
I still think you ought to go in town and stay with your mother until I get back.
This is our home, and nothing's going to take me from it. Besides, most men try and keep their wives from going home to Mama.
That's not the point.
That's all the point there's going to be. Now toddle off and fly your flying machine, darling. But if you see any more flying saucers, will you tell them to pick another house to buzz? Be careful. Don't worry about me.
Oh, you're the only thing I do worry about. Oh, forget about the flying saucers. They're up there. But there's something in that cemetery. And that's too close for comfort.
The saucers are up there, and the cemetery's out there. But I'll be locked up in there. Now, off to your wild blue yonders.
You promise you'll lock your doors immediately?
I promise. Besides, I'll be in bed before half an hour is gone, with your pillow beside me.
My pillow?
Well, I have to have something to keep me company while you're away. Sometimes in the night when it does get a little lonely, I reach over and touch it. Then it doesn't seem so lonely anymore.
A crazy kid. I do love you, darling. See you Thursday.
Goodbye, honey.
You know I'm not leaving you here until you're locked safely inside.
All right, darling. If you're especially nice, I may even lock the side door.
And be sure you keep the yard lights on.
You're mighty silent this trip, Jeff. You haven't spoken 10 words since takeoff.
I guess I'm preoccupied, Danny.
We've got 33 passengers back there that have time to be preoccupied. Flying this flybird doesn't give you that opportunity.
I guess you're right, Danny.
Paula?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong between you two.
Oh, no, nothing like that. Just that I'm worried, she being there alone and those strange things flying over the house and those incidents in the graveyard these past few days. It's just got me worried.
Well, maybe they haven't figured out those crazy skybirds yet, but I'd give you 50 to 1 odds the police have cleared up that cemetery thing by now.
I hope so.
If you're really that worried, Jeff, why don't you radio in and find out? Mac should be on duty at the field by now. He could call Paul and relay the message to you.
Hi, Edie.
Hi, Silence. I haven't heard a word from this end of the plane since we left the field.
I've just been giving himself and me a study in silence.
You boys aren't feuding.
No, Edie, nothing like that.
Hey, Edie, how about you and me balling it up in Albuquerque?
Albuquerque? Have you read that flight schedule, boy?
What about it?
We land in Albuquerque at 4 a.m. That's strictly a 9 o'clock town.
Well, I know a friend that'll help us.
Let's have the problem first. Huh, Danny?
Oh, he's worried about Paula.
I read about that cemetery business. I tried to get you kids not to buy too near one of those things. We get there soon enough as it is.
He thought it'd be quiet and peaceful there.
No doubt about that. It's quiet, all right, like a tomb. I'm sorry, Jeff. That was a bad joke. Say, I almost forgot what I came in here for. How's the coffee situation?
That's for me.
It sure wouldn't hurt a thing, Edie.
Okay, be right back. And say, Jeff, make that call to Mac.
Nah, not only she throw cold water on my Albuquerque plan, but now she's repeating herself. How about that Albuquerque ball?
I can't resist your charm, Danny boy.
Residents near the cemetery paid little attention to the blast of thunder and the flash of lightning. But from the blast arose the moving figure of the dead old man.
I'm all right. I just fell asleep. Tell Jeff I'm all right. Okay, Mac. Thanks for calling. Good night.
Mrs. Trent! Mrs. Trent! What's wrong?
They'll be at the hatch in a moment. You can open it now, Tanner. Turn off the electrodes quickly. They can't tell us from anyone else.
It's tough to find something when you don't know what you're looking for.
I don't think the lieutenant does either.
Then what are we doing out here? I was off duty an hour ago.
Oh, don't ask me any questions. I'm just a hard hand just like you.
What do you suppose that noise was?
Whatever it was, it's no more strange than the other things happening around this cemetery.
Spirits like old Farmer Caller talked about.
Well, maybe.
The only spirits he saw tonight were those I smelled on his breath.
Well, don't forget, Miss Trent claims to have seen them, too. She didn't have anything on her breath.
She was hysterical.
Well, true, she was frightened and in a state of shock. But don't forget that torn nightgown and the scratched feet.
Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. Guess that's why you're a detective lieutenant and I'm still a uniformed cop.
Sometimes it's only the breaks, Larry. Meantime, let's get going.
Lieutenant, did you hear that?
How could we help it? It sure was strange.
Know what it was?
No more than you do.
Went for orders. I get out of here right now.
It was a saucer.
A flying saucer?
What makes you say that?
Do you remember the noise we heard the other night?
We were knocked to the ground. How could I forget?
Exactly. But you're not remembering that sound.
There you're wrong, Lieutenant. I'm with the fact the sound is similar, but what about the blinding light?
Well, haven't you heard? Been many times the saucer hasn't had a glow. Or a light of any kind, for that matter.
That proves it. What next, Lieutenant?
Oh, Lieutenant, maybe this doesn't mean much, but Jamie Mee found a grave that looks like it's been busted into.
What? Where?
Why, what?
Come on, man, out with it. We haven't got all day to waste.
Oh, just over there beyond the crib.
All right, show us the way.
Look, here it is, Lieutenant.
It's been broken into, all right.
Strange. If someone had broken in, the dirt should be piled up here somewhere. It looks like it's fallen into the grave.
Larry, you'll be out of that uniform before you know it.
Do we have the right to look down there, Lieutenant?
Technically, no.
No?
Well, this spot looks familiar, though. We shouldn't investigate any further without the permission of next of kin.
Let's go get it.
How? I see what you mean. The gravestone's down there.
Well, let's go down and find out whose grave it is.
How?
By going down and finding out.
Are you sure you mean that, Lieutenant?
If I didn't mean it, I wouldn't have said it.
Scared?
Well, why do I always get hooked up with these spook details? Monsters, graves, bodies. Oh, all right. Casket's here, but nobody's in it.
Can you read the name on the casket?
It's too dark. Give me a flashlight.
How about a match?
We sure could try it. Let me have them.
Okay.
It's Inspector Clay's grave, but he ain't in it.
But meanwhile, at the Pentagon in Washington, D.C.,
Right, G2. Come in. Yes, of course. I'll keep in touch. Come in, Colonel Edwards. Close the door. At ease, Colonel. Thank you, sir. Sit down.
I understand, Colonel, you've been on tap for many of our saucer attacks.
I'm in charge of field operations, sir.
You believe there are such things as flying saucers, Colonel?
Yes, sir.
You've seen them?
Yes, sir.
You realize there's a government directive stating that there is no such thing as a flying saucer?
Yes, sir.
You stand by your statement that you've seen flying saucers?
Well, yes, sir.
This could mean a court-martial, admitting this against direct orders.
General Roberts, may I speak freely?
You may.
How could I hope to hold down my command if I didn't believe in what I saw and shot at?
I like you, Colonel.
Thank you, sir.
There are flying saucers. There's no doubt they are in our skies. They've been there for some time.
What are we going to do about them?
Who knows?
Then they really are there.
I thought you were convinced of that.
I am.
We've had contact with them.
Contact? How?
Radio.
They speak our language?
Well, not quite. We've received messages from their spaceships. For a while, it came in as just a lot of jumbled noise.
And now, sir?
Well, since they first tried contact with us by radio, we've developed a language computer. A machine that breaks down any language to our own.
General, what's this all got to do with me?
Well, you've been in charge of saucer field activity for a long while. I think it's about time you heard these recordings. Do you mind?
Mind? Huh, I'm anxious.
This is Eros, a space soldier from a planet of your galaxy. I fully realize our language differences. However, I also know you finally have perfected the dictoroboter, or as you on Earth call it, the language computer. So you can now understand that which I speak. Since the beginning of your time, we have been far beyond your planet. It has taken you centuries to even grasp what we developed eons of your years ago. Do you still believe it impossible we exist? You didn't actually think you were the only inhabited planet in the universe. How can any race be so stupid? Permit me to set your mind at ease. We do not want to conquer your planet, only save it. We could have destroyed it long ago if that had been our aim. Our principal purpose is friendly. I admit we have had to take certain means which you might refer to as criminal. But that is because of your big guns which have destroyed some of our representatives. If you persist in denying us our landings, then we must only accept that you do not want us on friendly terms. We then have no alternative but to destroy you before you destroy us. With your ancient, juvenile minds, you have developed explosives too fast for your minds to conceive what you are doing. You are on the verge of destroying the entire universe. We are a part of that universe. This is our last...
That's the end of that one. Atmospheric conditions in outer space often interfere with transmitting.
How many of these recordings do you have, General?
An even dozen up to now. This was the last one. We received it over a month ago.
You think they mean business?
We can't afford to take any chances. Come over here. You ever been to Hollywood?
Oh, a couple of times, a few years ago.
You're going to be there in the morning. Just a few minutes from Hollywood, in the town of San Fernando, reports have come in of saucers flying so low the exhaust knocked people to the ground. There have even been stated claims of saucer landings. Major Carlson will replace you while you're out there. You're the best man for the job of attempting to contact them. Find them, Colonel. See what in hell it is they want.
All right, sir.
These are confidential reports, Colonel. Read them over carefully on the plane. Turn them over to intelligence when you get to Los Angeles. They'll have further orders for disposition.
Yes, sir.
Colonel Edwards,
Yes, sir. Good luck.
Thank you, sir. We are ready to report, Excellency.
You are many days late.
It was unavoidable. We tried to transmit via televisor, but atmospheric conditions made transmission impossible.
You should have transmitted as soon as conditions permitted.
I thought time was of the essence. Suspicion has fallen upon our movements. Our ships have been viewed near the point of operations.
And what has this added time gained, Eros?
We have successfully risen 3 of the dead ones.
Permit me to see one.
Bring in the big one. Use your small electrode gun.
I have taken 2 ships from your command.
But that will leave only my ship.
It is necessary that you continue your mission alone. I have need of your other ships elsewhere. Even though you have risen 3 of the Earth's dead, the plan is far from successful. And you, Eros, must prove it an operational success before more time, energy, ships, and your countrymen may be spent on it.
We will not fail. Everything is on our side.
Not everything. You do not have the live Earth people. You reported that your ship was viewed at the scene of your present operations.
That is correct.
They have been viewed many times, but not at the scene of operations. Something must be done about that.
Stop him, Tanner. He's close enough. Turn off your electrode gun. No! No! Stop him, Tanner!
I can't get it. It's jammed.
Grab him, you fool!
Drop the gun to the floor, Tanner. The metal will break contact.
That was too close.
Yes. Bring the giant here that I may get a better look at him. Yes, he's a fine specimen. Are they all this powerful on planet Earth?
This one is an exception, Excellency.
What are the other 2 like?
One is a woman, the other an old man.
An old man, you say?
Yes, Excellency.
This gives me a plan. Put the big one away.
Pick up your electrode gun. Make sure it's in working order before pointing it at him.
Whatever made it jam seems to have been cleared by the fall.
Take him back to the ship.
The old one must be sacrificed. Re-land on Earth. Send the old one to enter a dwelling. Then cut the electrokinetic and turn on your ship's decomposure ray. The result will astound those watching. Astound them enough to delay their intention until you have gained your other recruits from the cemetery.
Yes, Excellency. It'll be done.
Report to me when this has been accomplished. Eros, the Earth people are getting closer to that which we fear. Since they will not listen or respect our existence, they cannot help but believe our powers when they see their own dead walking round again, brought about by our advancement and such things. As soon as you have enough of the dead recruits, march them on the capitals of the Earth. Let nothing stand in your way. Their own dead will be used to make them accept our existence and believe in that fact.
Mr. Miss Strand. This is Colonel Edwards from Washington, D.C.
Good evening, Colonel.
Hello, Colonel.
Colonel would like to ask you a few questions.
Questions? What about, Colonel?
May I sit down?
Oh, I'm sorry. Please do.
I want to ask you about your strange experience the other night when you saw the flying saucer.
After that, the police brought me home. I hope I never see such a sight again.
Well, after your description, I don't think I'd want to see it either. One thing more. After you were forced to the ground by that blast of wind, was it a hot or cold blast?
It's kind of hard to explain. It wasn't hot, wasn't cold. It was just a terrific force. We couldn't get off the ground.
The light blinded me so badly, I couldn't see a thing. We could only feel the pressure of the wind until it was gone. When the glare left us, we could see a glowing ball disappearing off in the distance,
Which way?
toward the cemetery.
This is the most fantastic story I've ever heard.
And every word of it's true, too.
That's the fantastic part of it.
Colonel, we found a lot of suspicious things out in that cemetery. But then again, we didn't find anything to base a fact or suspicion on. Hey, do you hear anything? You see anything out there, Kelton?
Too dark, Lieutenant. But something started stinking awful bad.
There's something out there.
What do you make of that?
You got me. Didn't look that way a minute ago.
What about your man?
Oh, the excitement I forgot all about, Kelton. He'll be all right in a few minutes.
Did you see that thing? Did you get it?
We got it.
What was it? It didn't fall. I fired every bullet I had.
So did I. I don't know what it was or what happened. But unless that bag of bones over there can reassemble itself, it's out of the running now. Colonel, I've been out here so often, you think I've taken a lease on this place.
Not a long lease, I hope.
I see what you mean. But you know, I can't help but feel the answer's out here somewhere.
Is the girl safe?
Mrs. Trent, you better stay with the car.
Stay here alone? Not on your life.
Modern women.
Yeah, they've been that way all down through the ages, especially in a spot like this.
Calvin. Yes, sir. Stay with Mrs. Trent.
All right, Lieutenant.
Now, you stay close to the officer, honey.
I'd feel safer with you.
Now, the lieutenant knows best.
Well, I don't like it, but I guess there isn't much I can do about it.
You have a gun?
No.
You know how to use one?
After 4 years in the Marine Corps,
Here.
you think we'll need these?
You can never tell. Let's get going.
What do you expect to find out here?
Well, there's only one answer to that, Mr. Trent. We'll know when we find it. Inspector Clay's grave's right over here.
Is that the one you told me was broken into?
Yes.
This it?
Yeah.
Looks to me like someone had broken out instead of in.
I figured that, but that's impossible. Look, Colonel, some things just can't happen.
Yeah, well, after that apparition that was draped across Mr. Trent's patio, I would say we should keep our minds open to anything.
Look, Colonel, I'm a policeman. I've got to deal in facts. But I guess I'll have to go along with you. You know, I'll bet my badge right now we haven't seen the last of those weirdies.
They'll discover our ship soon.
You're going to let them find us?
It's the only way. These are the same men who have been so close so often. They must be halted before they can inform others about us.
But there were others in the car.
They'll be taken too. Send the big one for the girl and the policeman. I'll turn on the dictylrobotary so we may converse with them.
Maybe we're barking up the wrong tree.
One thing a policeman learns, Mr. Trent, is patience.
Where's that burn spot you mentioned?
Right over there. Look. We'll investigate, but move carefully.
A moment or two more, and you will be the first live Earth people ever to enter a celestial ship.
Wow. Boy, how can anything that big hide for so long a time?
Never heard metal sound like that before. What do you see?
Only my reflection. Must be some kind of one-way glass.
I wonder how you get into this thing.
I'm not sure I want to find out.
They're just outside. You can open the outer hatch now.
Look out!
You going in that thing?
That's what we're here for.
I don't know. The way these things speed around, we might just get in there and off it goes.
That's a chance we take.
Well, I took a chance on those earlier airplanes. Might just as well see what the inside of one of these looks like. Got your guns ready?
I'll tell you one thing. If a little green man pops out of me, I'm shooting first and asking questions later.
They're in the outer chamber now. Eros, do we have to kill them?
Yes.
Seems such a waste.
Well, wouldn't it be better to kill a few now than, with their meddling, permit them to destroy the entire universe?
You're always right, Eros.
Of course. But those are not my words. Those are the words of the ruler.
You two stay right where you're at.
We will do as you command. For the moment.
No for the moment about it. You just do as I tell you.
You do not need guns.
Maybe we think we do.
They would be of no use to you now.
They've been mighty useful before on flesh and blood. And you two look like you've got a lot of both.
True, they would be effective upon us. If you were to have the opportunity to use them.
Mister, if you don't get away from that control board, I'll show you just how effective they can be.
Shall we talk now or wait? Your friends will be here shortly.
What friends?
Those you left at the vehicle.
If you've done anything to Paula...
Take it easy, Mr. Trent. Oh, I assure you no harm has come to her. Would you like to see?
Next time you try that, I won't aim at the board.
You're a headstrong young man. I was only going to turn on the televisor so you could see her movements.
Go ahead, my friend, but move very carefully.
She's only fainted.
You fiend.
I? A fiend? I am a soldier of our planet. I? A fiend? We did not come here as enemies. We came only with friendly intentions, to talk, to ask your aid.
Our aid?
Yes, your aid for the whole universe. But your governments of Earth refused even to accept our existence. Even though you've seen us, heard our messages, you still refuse to accept us.
Why is it so important that you want to contact the governments of our Earth?
Because of death. Because all you of Earth are idiots.
Now, you just hold on, Buster.
No, you hold on. First was your firecracker, a harmless explosive. Then your hand grenade. They began to kill your own people a few at a time. Then the bomb. Then a larger bomb. Many people are killed at one time. Then your scientists stumbled upon the atom bomb. Split the atom. Then the hydrogen bomb, where you actually explode the air itself. Now it brings the total destruction of the entire universe served by our sun. The only explosion left is the solarite.
Why, there's no such thing.
Perhaps to you, but we've known it for centuries. Your scientists will stumble upon it as they have all the others. But the juvenile minds which you possess will not comprehend its strength until it's too late.
You're way above our heads.
The solarite is a way to explode the actual particles of sunlight.
Why, that's impossible.
Even now, your scientists are working on a way to harness the sun's rays. The rays of sunlight are minute particles. Is it so far from your imagination they cannot do as I have suggested?
Why, a particle of sunlight can't even be seen or measured.
Can you see or measure an atom? Yet you can explode one.
A ray of sunlight is made up of many atoms.
So what if we do develop this solar-night bomb? We'd be even a stronger nation than now.
Stronger. You see? You see? Your stupid minds. Stupid! Stupid!
That's all I'm taking from you.
Get back here, you fool! Let him finish. It's because of men like you that all must be destroyed. Headstrong, violent, no use of the mind God gave you.
You talk of God?
You also think it impossible that we, too, might think of God? You, who wear the uniform of your country. You see, I wear the uniform of my country. Yes, we've had to use drastic means to get to you, but you left us no alternative. When you have the solar night, you have nothing. Nor does the universe.
You speak of solar night, but just what is it?
Take a can of your gasoline. Say, this can of gasoline is the sun. Now, you spread a thin line of it to a ball, representing the earth. Now, the gasoline represents the sunlight, the sun particles. Here we saturate the ball with the gasoline, the sunlight. Then we put a flame to the ball. The flame will speedily travel around the earth, back along the line of gasoline to the can, or the sun itself. It will explode this source and spread to every place that gasoline, our sunlight, touches. Explode the sunlight here, gentlemen. You explode the universe. Explode the sunlight here, and a chain reaction will occur direct to the sun itself and to all the planets that sunlight touches, to every planet in the universe. This is why you must be stopped. This is why any means must be used to stop you. In a friendly manner, or as it seems, you want it.
He's mad.
Mad? Is it mad that you destroy other people to save yourselves? You have done this. Is it mad that one country must destroy another to save themselves? You have also done this. How then is it mad that one planet must destroy another who threatens the very existence?
That's enough! In my land, women are for advancing the race, not for fighting man's battle. Life is not so expansive on my planet. We don't cling to it like you do. Our entire aim is for the development of our planet.
What happened to you?
How come you're all alone? I asked for lots of help.
You sounded drunk or something on the radio.
If I didn't see it with my own eyes, I'd never believe it.
Believe what?
It was horrible. And he almost broke my shoulder.
Look, what are you trying to say? If you don't make sense, we'll never get to the bottom of this. Now, who slugged you?
Inspector Clay.
What?
It was Clay, all right. Only not like we remembered him. Well, his grave was busted into, wasn't it?
Next, you'll tell me you saw skeletons.
We did, earlier.
Now I know you're off your rocker.
All of us saw it. The lieutenant, the colonel, everybody.
Where's the lieutenant now?
We've got to find him. Mrs. Trenner's gone. I was left here to guard her. But Clay showed up and put me out of the running. And the second time tonight, and I'm getting darn tired of it.
Which way were they going?
Off that way.
Come on.
And then one day it could all be gone. One big puff of smoke and ball of fire. All that out there. The stars, the planets, all just an empty void.
You two had better come along with us.
Come with you? Where?
The police station.
So it seems you think you have the upper hand. Look out that window.
Jeff.
She is unarmed. But he would kill in seconds if I so choose.
Holy cow! Look there. It's Clay, all right. There's no mistaking that.
And he's got Mrs. Trent.
Get your gun ready.
From all I've seen tonight, guns won't do any good. Clay is dead, and we buried him. How are we going to kill somebody that's already dead? Dead! And yet there he stands. That other one earlier, I emptied a full clip into.
I'm seeing it. That's the only reason I'm listening to you. Look, I've got an idea. Hurt him or not, we've got to try something. I'm going to sneak up behind him and whop him over the head. That ought to make a move. Follow me. Even when Clay was alive, he couldn't run fast enough to catch me. So when he does, you grab Mrs. Trent and run like lightning in the opposite direction.
Oh, you think it'll work?
Know of anything else to try?
Oh, I'll be all right. Take care of the others.
Your men have felled the big one. This could only happen because the electrode ray is off. He'll walk again when I turn it on.
Hold it. Right there.
Suppose the lieutenant and the others are in that thing.
Well, supposing there are Martians or something in there.
Come on, let's go.
Open up in there. Open up.
Get that door open.
Colonel, I wouldn't know one switch from another.
Hold on to him, Eros. I'll have the ship in the air in a minute.
Get out of here, Jeff. The ship's on fire. I wonder if that's the last we'll see of them.
Perhaps. But sooner or later, there'll be others.
Look!
Have they caught that woman? That thing yet?
Hey, that's right. There's another ghoul running loose.
And it's my guess that she'll look like him. With the ship and the ray gun gone, they have no control. We gotta hand it to them, though. They're far ahead of us.
My friend, you have seen this incident based on sworn testimony. Can you prove that it didn't happen? Perhaps on your way home, someone will pass you in the dark, and you will never know it, for they will be from outer space. Many scientists believe that another world is watching us this moment. We once laughed at the horseless carriage, the airplane, the telephone, the electric light, vitamins, radio, and even television. And now some of us laugh at outer space. God help us in the future.
I'm Ron Howard. This is Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto is a love story. With cars.
And I love him, and that's why we're going to Las Vegas to get married.
I want my Rolls Royce.
This Rolls Royce isn't exactly mine. Want to pull over and fool around a little? Also, it's a comedy. With car crashes.
But I am a superior driver.
And you know how reckless these young people can be. Couldn't call what Sam and I have done rape.
I'll do what I call it.
Yeah, get down!
Something hot. I'm gonna go with this. Put me on the air now. Break into the record. Her parents will pay big bucks to anyone who can stop them.
You're just hovering up there like a lousy vulture hoping for a wreck.
Well, if you haven't, I'm gonna report it. In the course of this calamitous chase to the chapel, Ron's caused the crashing of a $40,000 Rolls Royce, 3 Cadillac, Mercedes-Benz, Porsche, 7 cop cars, 4 trucks, a very cherry van, a lot of Lincolns, lowriders, 33 screaming street machines. And Ron wrestles his red-hot Rolls up on 2 wheels into a spectacular chickie run with a whirly-bird. Don't worry, they'll pull off!
Don't worry, they'll pull off.
They're gonna crash!
Look out, Vegas. We're coming in.
Grand Theft Auto, directed by and starring Ron Howard.
Well, hell.
Jack in the Box restaurants are having a taco sale. You can get 3 of our delicious regular tacos for just 89 cents. Or you can get 2 of our great big super tacos for just 99 cents. But you better hurry. The sale ends September 26th.
Charles Bronson is Jack Murphy.
Stay away from me, I'll blow her head off!
He's a renegade cop. For years, he's made his own rules.
Have a nice day, Arabella.
Eat it, Toe Jam.
Bronson is back.
Don't mess with Jack Murphy.
But now, he's been set up.
You're under arrest, smart guy. Got a dozen witnesses. Ballistics identified your gun as the murder weapon. You're going to jail, Jack.
I heard they arrested a cop. What the hell are you doing?
And she's his only way out.
Someone's framed me for 3 murders.
Now they're both running for their lives. Charles Bronson is Jack Murphy. Murphy's gotten out. Now he's getting even. Charles Bronson. Murphy's Law.
He's a tough man. To let him live is taking a chance.
Since he knows our secret, he has to be killed.
Terry Seguri, 6'6" of half-breed fury. But he's got a little problem. He has a hard time making friends.
You tell that bitch who sent you here how sorry I am I can no longer be her friend.
The Street Fighter. If you've got to fight, fight dirty.
I'll kill Suzuki. Now I owe it to him.
I'm sure you're the meanest guy in the world.
You'd better give up. I'm a master and you're going to lose this game. I've waited a long time to settle the score. Don't be too impatient. I'll see you another time. Go on. I hate punks worse than anything. And I would love to see the mob destroyed.
He has to die. We cannot let him live.
You're a Dayuko school member. I owe nothing to any school.
You beat a man, they call you tough. You beat an army, they call you the Street Fighter. Introducing the incredible Sonny Chiba. You don't know what mean is until you meet him.
That fatal night, a fiery mass dropped from the sky onto Earth, causing the mountain of Samar to erupt and burn everything around it, leaving nothing but a wasteland. Within the bowels of the mountain, a new and monstrous life was formed. From that day on, the people of Samar, in order to survive, were forced to offer their children as a sacrifice to the hungry mountain of death.
Let's get going there! Come on, you! You back there, come on! Oh, you there! Let's go!
Samara, your poor people can no longer endure the endless human sacrifice you impose on them. You know that I am your most faithful subject, and that before you I served your late father with the same devotion. Listen to the desperate cries of the mothers of Samar, the screams of the innocent victims. Queen Samara, you cannot, you must not allow this wanton slaughter.
You are old, Claudius. Old enough to remember what happened during my father's reign, long before I was born.
I remember. The fate that overtook those who dared to rebel is even worse than the destiny we face. But this is changed.
Changed?
Yes. There exists a man, one who's so marvelous, whose courage and whose strength have allowed him to overcome any danger that threatens.
And do you think you'll be able to conquer those who reign on the mountain of death?
Yes. If he were to lead us, your people would succeed in annihilating...
Silence, you old fool. You'll only destroy yourselves. And me too.
Samara, my queen, I beseech you. You know it's the only hope we have, so don't take it away.
I command you to stop.
Send for this man. He lives in Charin. Send for him before it's too late. Your people are tired.
You dare to make threats. Get out, or for you it'll be too late.
Claudius lied to you. The man from Sharon is about to arrive. They must be meeting secretly.
What's his name?
Hercules.
Seize him! Samara, you have failed. Hercules is alive. He escaped from the trap you set for him.
Alive? But how could he avoid death at the hands of my best soldiers?
You underestimated that man. Remember, as long as he stays alive, he remains a threat to that destiny written in the stars. We will not be able to leave the mountain and dominate the world, and you will not become the most powerful woman on Earth.
I promise you he will die.
As soon as possible, Samara. Before the next full moon, you must deliver the Princess Bilis to the sacrificed in order that our Queen Silena may return to life.
I will obey you, as always.
I can't help you anymore. I can only remain visible briefly, and my time is up. Now you will be alone. Be careful. And remember Bilis. 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 Bilis.
Bilis!
My love! It's been so long.
When are we going to be able to meet openly in front of everyone? I'm going to speak to your sister.
No, don't go.
Well, why are you so frightened? After your own, my family is the most noble in Samar.
I've tried many times to speak to her of my future and of our love, but I've always found Samara strangely hostile.
Your sister brings only sadness to everyone.
That's not fair to her.
Face the facts. The people are suffering. They want to free themselves from fear. They want to destroy the monsters of the mountain, and now they might be able to do it.
No.
We could wipe them out, but the Queen is still opposed to it.
To fight against the mysterious power of the monsters. No one has ever dared to do that. I'm frightened, Derricks.
Don't worry. I don't intend to lose you. I love you, and I intend to marry you as soon as possible.
I'll speak to Samara. And this time she'll hear me out to the end. I swear it.
And if she doesn't give her consent?
Oh, Derricks.
Never mind. We'll find a way.
Are you Hercules?
Yes. Who are you? What do you want?
I'm to lead you to the man who sent for you.
All right, up with you. As a boy, you weren't very convincing.
I'm Agar, daughter of Claudius.
What made your father send a girl to meet me, and a child at that?
I've no brothers, and my father trusts only me. What difference does it make? For the cause of liberty and justice, I'm ready to do anything.
Even to fight?
That, too, if it's necessary. Let's go. I'll take you into Samar by a route that only I know. You must hide.
I saw you leaving the city at daybreak, Agar.
I'm greatly honored that my queen should take the trouble to watch over me.
If I do so, it's for your own good, my dear. The moon's almost full. And you are young. So young.
You should be more prudent. Hercules, she's gone. You can come out now.
Let me thank you, Hercules, for answering my prayer.
It was my father's friendship for you that brought me here.
Did anyone see you?
Neither in the city nor the kingdom, but a few leagues from Samar, I was ambushed by a band of ruffians. They must have mistaken me for a rich merchant with sacks of gold. I changed their minds for them.
Bandits. That's strange. All the roads that lead to Samar are always carefully guarded. Did you get a chance to see who their leader was?
Yes. He had a thick black beard, and there was a long, ugly scar running down his cheek.
Ah, Aftari.
Well, who is he?
One of Mogol's soldiers, and the right arm of the queen.
The queen? But is she against you?
Yes, I'm afraid so. When her father, the late king, was dying, the last thing he said to me was, "Watch over Samara, guide her, counsel her." At the time, I thought my task would be an easy one. However, only arrogance and limitless pride animate that woman, together with unrestrained ambition. I tried to induce her to rebel against the fate that for years has hung over us. Every third new moon, our youth is decimated by a sacrifice that's barbaric and inhuman. The next sacrifice takes place tomorrow. Hercules, that's why I sent for you. You've always been a great fighter in the cause of justice, and you've always been the victor. Will you lead the people of Samar to liberation?
That's what I'm here for, Claudius.
Thank you. But you won't be alone. You will have every courageous man in the city, beginning with the young Prince Darix with you, the cousin of the queen.
Your daughter is as courageous as she is beautiful.
I would have chosen a more tranquil life for her, without fear.
Have no regrets, Father. Think of all the innocent lives we'll save if we win our fight.
But in leaving the palace, it wouldn't be wise for you to take the same route by which you entered. I'll show you the way, through the secret tunnel. Follow me.
This is the moment.
We're almost there.
Claudius!
Father! Father! Father!
My child, this is the end. Save Hercules. Take him to the rendezvous.
Father, don't make me leave you.
Go. I order you.
Hercules! Hercules!
Hagar!
My father.
I couldn't do anything to save him. I'll never forgive myself for it.
There was nothing you could do. We were being spied on by Queen Samara. I ran after you to warn you, but we were too late. I only got there in time to hear the last words of my father. He ordered me to lead you to the rendezvous where he'd intended to take you. You must join the others so that they'll know you're still alive and won't abandon us.
You know better than that. I could never abandon you, Hagar.
Thank you, Hercules. On your shoulders rests the future of the people of Samar.
I have great admiration for you.
I will show you a way out of the palace that will lead us into open country beyond the city walls. We must be very careful not to be seen. As soon as night falls, we can come back to the city.
He broke his way out of that cave as if it were made of clay. The monster's been killed and the iron bars are torn apart, but there isn't any trace of Hercules.
But no one has ever gotten out of these caverns alive.
That man is superhuman. With such strength, we'll never overpower him.
With cunning, we will. But it's necessary to get him alone, with none of his friends around.
What friends?
I know who they are. Tomorrow I'll arrange to send away Prince Darix. Do you have men you can trust to follow orders implicitly?
Yes.
Fine. They'll accompany you.
Where?
What does it matter? The essential thing is to keep him from coming back. And as for Hercules, I want him taken alive. He'll pay dearly for all the trouble he's caused me.
The Queen wouldn't deny her sister anything.
I know. And I'm here to ask her for the greatest favor of my life.
Everyone at court knows the only favor that will satisfy the Princess Billis.
What is it?
I must talk to you, Samara.
Get out.
I want you to promise that you'll hear me out.
Haven't I always done so? Don't you really believe I'm fond of you?
Well, don't say that, Samara. Even if we didn't have the same mother, you've always been a perfect sister to me. And I'm grateful.
I want it to be perfectly clear that my attitude is dictated solely by my affection for you.
Of course. And because of that affection, you could make me the happiest woman in the world. Samara, Prince Darix loves me, and if you'll only give your consent, we'll be married immediately. We love each other. You can't refuse.
Of course not. How could I refuse you? In fact, I want you to marry, but not as soon as you would like.
Oh, Samara, why are you making us wait?
It's been my intention for a long time now to send Prince Darix to the court of Karim to conduct secret negotiations on a matter of the greatest delicacy. But he'll be back soon, and you'll live happily ever after.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, dear sister.
He'll be leaving the first thing tomorrow morning. Though he'll be away from you, it won't be for very long. Are you satisfied?
Oh, I'm so happy.
Claudius is dead. Hercules has disappeared. The two of them were the only hope we had. There's nothing left to do.
You can talk that way because you don't have children. But if you had a daughter like my child, you'd understand the anguish that a mother feels when the moon is full and you know they're coming to take her away to the sacrifice. I know this fear.
My wife is right. We can't bear living this way.
Anthais, you're the only one who's been to the top of the mountain of death. Tell them what happened to you there. Speak out. Tell us whether ordinary men can overcome the monsters.
I saw the mountain open up miraculously, and I was bathed in a blinding green light. Then huge, deformed, rock-like creatures appeared. And at the same time, I was deafened by a weird sound that seemed to come from the depths of the earth. After that, I don't remember anything. I was so terrified I was robbed of my senses. I came to after a while, and I found I was alone. Your experience only confirms the fact that it will not be easy for us to win.
I think it's useless. Only Hercules can fight the monsters with any chance of surviving.
All I can say is this. I'm the cousin of the Queen, whose attitude seems to indicate she's in love with our enemy. I swear to you that I'm not influenced by any personal ambition. The only thing I want is to liberate Samar from the nightmare that's oppressing us. Then my wife and I will go away, asking nothing, expecting nothing.
I am alone in the world. My name is Timur, and it's on the list of those who have been selected as victims for the sacrifice. But I prefer to die in combat with the monsters, if my death will help to liberate Samar.
You're right, Timur.
Yes.
Quiet! Don't let them hear you.
Who is it?
It's I, Agar, with a friend.
Hercules!
Hercules!
It's Hercules! We're saved!
Welcome, Hercules!
I'm glad you're with us safe and sound. Our worries are over. With you leading us, we will win.
Let me present Prince Darix, Hercules.
Claudius thought very highly of you, Prince.
That's right.
We'll get along well together. My friends, I know of the tragic destiny that hangs over you. But what would happen if one day the people of Samar were to refuse to send the sacrificial victims to the monsters in the mountain?
But no one has ever dared refuse. Yet it's certain that the monsters will come down from their caves in the mountain, bringing with them death and destruction, as they did that night.
Now things are different. The people of Samar are finally prepared to fight, to the death.
I doubt that. But I promise you, if our faith and resolution is sufficient, Samar will again be free.
Another patrol is passing. There have never been so many soldiers in the street. Surely they're looking for you, Hercules.
Return to your houses. Alert everyone that they are to be prepared for the attack. Say that Hercules will lead them. And that the cousin of the Queen, Prince Darix, is on their side. Get going.
Thank you, Hercules.
Till we meet again.
You stay here with us. No one will think of looking for you in my tavern.
Pleasant dreams.
Good night.
So you're back. I expected to find you here, weeping for the death of your father. And instead of mourning him, you've been wandering around the city. I wanted to bring you words of comfort that might ease the cruel loss you've suffered. You'll have to resign yourself.
And I would do so, if it were proved to me that his death was destined, that it expressed the true will of the gods. Instead, my father was brutally assassinated, and I ask you to punish the murderers.
I'll investigate, but it's not going to be easy. Your father had no enemies.
My father asked only that fortune smile on the people of Samar. His enemies should be sought among those who did not share his ideas and therefore feared him.
I don't know to whom you refer, but I can assure you that the iron hand of retribution will strike down the assassins. As retribution will always crush those who dare to challenge my will.
I never thought the time would come when I would greet you with such joy and in the same breath have to say goodbye.
Watch, and you'll see that my horse will fly on the wind like Pegasus.
Take care of yourself and come back soon. When can I hope to see you again?
In a few days.
Have you spoken of us to Queen Samara?
Yes, when she was giving me the instructions for the mission I'm to carry out for Encorum, she made several references to our marriage plans. It's strange, but the way your sister spoke, it seems she has no objections. and sending me off as her ambassador with such good faith.
Well, now you're the most important relative of the Queen.
You're right. It's late and I must go. Goodbye, my love.
Promise it's only 3 days.
Not a minute more. At the gallop.
Farewell.
Is it true that Darrex has been sent away on orders from the Queen?
Yes.
I might have known she'd do something like that.
What are you trying to say?
I don't wish to alarm you, Billis, but I think it's necessary you be told. The Queen's aware that Darrex is taking part in the conspiracy.
Oh, but you think he's in danger?
Yes, I think he's walking into a trap.
Oh, Agar.
Don't give up hope, Princess. Come with me. I know a man who's powerful enough to help us both, and I'm sure he won't refuse you.
Along that road, they take the victims to the sacrifice. Beyond those woods and the river is the mountain of death.
Come on, I want to see it.
Hercules! They told me at the tavern you'd be here. The Princess Billis needs your help.
At your service.
The Queen has sent Darrex away on a mission to Corum.
It's only a pretext. She found out that Darrex is one of the conspirators.
Timor, get my horse, fast. Darrex is already on the road to Corum.
Yes. He left about an hour ago.
You had better go back to the palace, Princess. And don't be afraid. Even if it costs me my life, Darrex will be saved.
Hercules.
I trust you to get them safely back to the city. arrived just in time, Prince.
I owe you my life.
Don't worry about that. We've got to think about your wound. That arrow's really in deep. At nightfall, I'll get you safely into the city.
We're ready to depart, my queen.
And my sister?
Sleeping. Sleeping like a baby after that draft you had prepared for her. The horses are ready. No one will see us.
Let us go.
Billis. Billis is in danger. I feel it. Save her. It's the full moon. The night of the sacrifice. The queen. The queen. Watch out for her.
He's delirious. Leave him to me, Hercules. I know certain herbs that can cure even a wound like this. Get them. Are you absolutely sure that he was attacked on orders from the Queen?
Yes, I am. They were her soldiers. What is it that's turned her against even her most faithful subjects? And explain why she's so anxious to get me. The Queen didn't even know me. She didn't know I was coming here. But still, she tried to have me murdered on the highway. And then she nearly caught me. In the trap that cost the life of Claudius. How could she always guess where I'd be?
The people say she has powers that are supernatural. She possesses a magic powder which causes any man who takes it to look at her through the eyes of love. They say she's never without it. She carries it in a gold locket around her neck.
That's useful to know when I eventually come face to face with Queen Samara. It's late. Why hasn't anyone come?
The news that Darix has gone away and that you followed him has certainly robbed our friends of all their courage. We'll have to restore their confidence. But we'll have to wait till daybreak because the city's full of soldiers taking victims for the sacrifice.
But why? Why do the gods permit this?
You must have faith, Tyrus. The time of our liberation is near. Before long, we'll see that nothing remains of this but the memory of terror.
In the name of the Queen, open!
The soldiers!
Hercules, they're here!
You in there! Did you hear me? Open up, I said!
Open.
My daughter.
Stay calm. Go on, go on.
Don't attempt to resist. We're here to take your daughter. Where is she?
No! No, you can't take her!
Duckham, seize the girl!
Let go of that girl!
You can't
Hercules!
There's no time to be wasted. They'll be returning with reinforcements. We must find a safe place for Derricks.
I know a place where he can hide.
Hercules! Billis has been taken. I saw her in chains with the other prisoners.
Go on ahead. They're on the march?
Yes, but don't go now. You can't do anything alone. I beg you, wait for the others.
No, that might be too late.
What would become of me if anything should happen to you?
Don't worry. Nothing will. Here they come. Come, Princess. But you're not Billis. We've got you at last.
You see?
They're absolutely identical.
That is why I ordered you to bring the Princess Billis. Our Queen Silena will awaken from her long sleep and will live again through the blood of Billis.
No, you
my own sister. You brought me here to kill me. How could you be such a monster? Tell me that it isn't true. Samara, I beg you. Samara, Samara, I beseech you. No!
Take her.
No!
The sacrifice will take place tomorrow night. Behold, when the planet Saturn comes into conjunction with Mars, and under the evil influence of Uranus, then will occur unimaginable disasters. The oceans will rise, the mountains crumble, and inexorably our moon will draw near the Earth. Through this cataclysm, only our form of life can survive. After the long night of sleep, we shall become the masters of the Earth.
But how shall I live then?
You will have the reward you have earned, Samara. Your beauty will never fade, and your power will be equal to ours. You will possess all the riches of the world. But remember that there is still one task you must carry out. Kill Hercules.
Have no fear. Hercules is already in my hands. He will die.
Hercules! Hercules! Hercules!
Agar! This is a dangerous place for you. You must get out of here.
Our plans are complete. Our friends are already inciting the people to revolt. You'll be free.
No, Agar. It's not time yet. I have to stay here. Only one person can tell me where Bilis is.
Samara, she'll have you killed. I beg you. We can't just sit by. We must free you.
No, Agar. There's only one way you can help me, and that's by doing nothing. Farewell, Agar.
I'll obey you. I love you.
It wasn't hard to find you. Come along. The Queen wants you to be present at a little ceremony. Get moving. Go on.
Go ahead.
The whips!
Conduct him to my quarters. All of you go. A 100 lances pointed at your heart. Just one little gesture from me, and you would have been lying at my feet, a dead man. But I prefer the challenge you offer alive. I know that you are strong enough to crush me. But it's worth the risk. Why, all you'd have to do is reach out a hand. And take me by the throat and break my neck the way you'd break the stem of a flower. Why don't you do it?
You have nothing to fear from me. Now that I've seen you, I can no longer rebel against you. I want to stay with you. It's Hercules who asks this. No slave is as faithful as I would be.
Come, Hercules. Come and drink to our friendship. We'll toast our union, the strongest force in the world. You don't know what the future has in store for us, but you'll never be sorry that you've taken your place at my side.
My queen.
Get out!
I'm sorry, Majesty, but it's urgent.
Wait outside. Mogul!
Darix is alive.
Speak! He was rescued by Hercules, who fell upon us and massacred the entire escort.
Where's Darix now?
I don't know, my queen. I was badly wounded, but I managed to drag myself here.
To tell me you failed in your mission? Execute him.
No! No! No!
Darix free means trouble for us. We must capture him.
That's not difficult. All we have to do is follow Agar. You thought you could trick Samara, but I'm too clever. When at last you wake up, you'll be my most faithful slave. You've dared to conspire against me. You've helped our enemies, and you've fallen in love with Hercules. I ought to punish you with death for this, but too much blood has already been shed. And now that Hercules is in my power, you no longer represent any danger to us. Get out. I banish you from Samar. Leave my kingdom forever.
the stress.
No, you mustn't. Your wound hasn't healed, and where would you go? The minute you go outside, they'll capture you.
Timur, you've already taken great risks, and I'm very grateful to you. But I cannot wait any longer. Bilis has completely disappeared. Hercules is in the dungeons, and there's no news from Agar. Perhaps she's also in the hands of the Queen. Soon it will be nightfall, and I must talk to our friends.
See how weak you are? I'll go myself. Just tell me what to say.
Timur, it's Agar. Open up.
Agar, we thought you were in prison.
Yes, but I was sent into exile. We must try to save Hercules.
And Bilis?
She wasn't among the other victims.
Where is she?
I don't know. Hercules was trying to find her. Ah!
Send them away.
Why did you ask me to do that?
Because I wanted to be alone with you. Samara, you told me many marvelous things. You said that at your side, I would become the most powerful man in the world. Yet, you never explained how these things would come to pass.
After tonight, you'll know the answer.
I don't understand how in the space of a few hours you can change our destiny. What can happen of such great importance?
You must have faith in me. Tonight you'll be at my side and you'll know. You'll be able to see with your own eyes that I've told you the truth. The important thing now is that you tell me you love me.
I love you, Samara.
And you never loved anyone else as much?
No, my love.
You know them?
Yes. They were the ones who tried to set me against you.
And wasn't she your friend?
Friend? She's just a girl who took me in, like the others.
How can you betray us?
I told you that you were completely in my power, didn't I? And I also ordered you to get out of my kingdom. What sentence shall I decree for them?
The death penalty. A slow death. Let them die of starvation. Give them plenty of time to regret having taken up arms against you.
This isn't you, Hercules. It's not possible.
He's right. Take them away and see that the orders are carried out.
Listen to me. I understand your doubts because I share them. Did you think I was naturally a warlike spirit? I'm only a tavern keeper. But also I know that this is the moment for us to stand up like men, or we'll never know what it is to be free men again.
And just what do you expect us to do? They know who we are, and soon they'll be coming here to arrest us.
Timur's been killed. Derricks is in the hands of the Queen, and we don't even know whether Hercules is alive.
Hercules isn't a man to let himself be put out of the way that easily.
I agree with Tertius. I have a son. I don't know whether he's dead or alive, but that doesn't change anything.
Let me in, I say.
Orders are orders.
Soldiers.
You're not one of us.
You can let him in, Raynon.
An officer of the Royal Guards.
Rubio, what are you doing here?
I know just what you and your companions are plotting to do, and it would have been very easy for me to have taken you by surprise and have you put to death. Instead, I'm asking you to let me join you. The army is with me. We must fight together against Mogul and the household guard.
Are you serious? You who have sworn a military oath?
No man of honor can be tied by an oath that requires that he cover himself with shame. What's more, my soldiers are men of the people like you. And they also have women and children to defend.
Right. He's right. Come on, men, let's storm the palace.
Right, I'm with you.
Come here, Hercules. Look at that. It's from the moon that my power will come.
From the moon? What do you mean?
Now that I'm really sure of you at last, I'm able to tell you. For many years, my ancestors were sorcerers to the monsters of the mountain. But I've gone even further. I'm their ally.
You? Allied with them?
Yes. They are powerful, Hercules. But despite their power, without me, they're helpless.
What help could you give to them? Except to deliver the victims they want.
I gave them Bilis.
You what?
At this moment, Bilis is in the hands of the stone men. Her sacrifice will revive Selena, their queen.
Where is Bilis?
In the mountain of death.
Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to find out.
What are you saying?
You thought you had me under your spell, but your magic filter didn't work on me. I knew what I was doing all the time. And now I must liberate Darix and Agar.
I knew you weren't a traitor.
Hurry! He mustn't get out of the palace alive. Kill him!
My queen, the people are marching against the palace.
Then order all of your archers to man the walls of the palace.
The soldiers have deserted. Only my guards are resisting, and Hercules is massacring them.
We must escape then.
Go out this way. Hurry. Run and collect the others. Bilis is a prisoner in the Mountain of Death.
And you?
Don't worry about me. Go, Darix.
Let
Take
me
her with
stay
you.
with you.
Run. Go, I say.
Hercules! Hercules!
mountain of death! Hercules is already on the way! Let's go!
Rodolphus, save me. In a moment, Hercules will be here.
You betrayed us, Samara.
No! No! No, don't kill me. I didn't betray you. I'm the one who's betrayed. No! 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 Rodolphus, stop them! Help! Save me! No! No! No, help! Save me! Rodolphus, stop them! No! 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 Oh! No! No!
Selena, at last your hour has come. Drop by drop, this blood will bring you back to life, my queen.
Follow me! Stay together! Over here! Keep moving!
I can't see this!
Come on, everybody!
I can't go any farther! Don't give up the line!
Agar is no longer with us.
Perhaps we'll find her on the mountain of death. Come on.
Stop him! Kill him!
Do you really have to leave us, Hercules?
Yes, Prince. I may be needed in some other part of the world.
Billis and I hope that Agar can persuade you to stay.
Can I persuade Agar to share the risks I will surely encounter?
Oh, yes. For the rest of my life.